So today we're going to talk about 5 ways to make women wildly attracted to you, and every single way that I'm going to teach you is super, super toxic. All right, so you can decide if you want to use these or not, but I'm just going to tell you, I think from a psychological standpoint, understanding why these work, maybe you've done them in your life, maybe they've done stuff in the past, but the main reason why all of these work is they trigger an emotional reaction. For most of you who are not getting the women that you want, for most of you who are getting ghosted, left on red, all of those kinds of things, it's because she is not feeling an emotional reaction to you. Now, sometimes women will ignore you when they feel a strong emotional reaction after a breakup, all that stuff. But most of the time at the beginning of the dating process, she is ignoring you because she doesn't feel anything for you. And so you could do one of 2 things. Number 1, you could become a more attractive and better guy. That way you don't have to do this stuff. Or number 2, you can go the toxic route. And guess what a lot of guys end up doing? Guess what a lot of women end up falling for? Is the toxic route. Okay, so the first way that you can make women wildly attracted to you, number 1, random withdrawal of texting. If you've ever been gambling, the reason why gambling is so addictive is because you don't win every single time. In fact, if it was, oh, I lose 2 and win 1, then it would be predictable. And not only would people just game the system, but it wouldn't be random anymore. The reason why gambling is so addictive is because the rewards are random. When the rewards are random, that causes addiction. You see this a lot in video games as well too. Board games, all this stuff. Any game that you play has some form of random rewards, and that makes it addictive. So the randomness of it is super important. I've done this many times, not intentionally, but there have been women that I've been very interested in where things were going really, really great, and then randomly I got busy. Or maybe more than likely, if I was in my 20s, I was probably seeing a couple other girls at the time that were taking more of my time. And so I would text them less, or I would go a week without texting them. And then when I hit them up again, or maybe by their own merit, they would literally come out almost begging me to go out with them, almost begging me to start giving them some attention. Why would they do this? Because there was a drop-off. It was a withdrawal. They were experiencing something and it felt pretty good. Sometimes these women were kind of into me when we were talking. And then once I did this, holy cow, it just ramped up to an 11. A random withdrawal of attention will get her wildly obsessed with you. Now, there's a drawback to all of these things, by the way. The first one with this, does this sound like it's maintainable? If every single time you have to get this person interested in you, you have to randomly withdraw your attention. 2, compare her to other women. So if you're talking to a girl and you say something like, you know, there's one girl I used to date, she used to get us into the club free every single day. One time, my buddy, he was out in the club. And so anyway, the story doesn't matter after that. But you see what I did right there. I said that this girl, we used to go out, she used to always get us into the club for free. Do ugly girls get women in the club for free? You drop subtle hints about this. What will this do? This will probably make her feel a little bit insecure, probably make you sound like a big shot. Now, the drawbacks. Number 1, you sound like a complete douchebag saying shit like this sometimes, especially if you go overboard. Even if, like, that was a real thing that used to happen in my life where, you know, there was a few models that I was dating and I would always be able to just get into parties, get into everywhere fucking free. That's a fact. Do I talk about it all the time with my current girlfriend? No, but sometimes it's come out. And what ends up happening is she feels insecure for a little bit. She gets really into me. And then, but again, the problem with this and this is they're not maintainable. This is good for short-term wild obsession. Wild obsession leads to short-term gratification. But again, if you want to go down this road and be toxic, you're on the right path, man. This is also something that you can use to manipulate people that you're with. You see a lot of guys do this subtly. I have one friend who every time he was around his girlfriend, not every time he was around his girlfriend, but a lot of times he was around his girlfriend, he would talk about other women in his life. He would talk about how they had fake boobs. Now, this woman did not have fake boobs. And I knew that the more he brought this up, the more insecure about her not having fake tits was going to make her feel. And guess what happened? About a couple months later, he comes to me and he's like, yo, for some reason, my girl wants to get fake tits. I have no idea why. And I'm like, homie, not only do I think you know why, but I think you planned this. And again, this was not him even comparing directly. He just brought them up. Number 3, telling her you love her. I know this is going to sound like the worst thing to do when you're talking to someone. Like if you're talking to a woman, telling her you love her right off the bat is not what you want to do. Now, if there already has been maybe a little bit of this, and she's still talking to you, the cherry on top will be telling her you love her. Why? Love bombing, and this is a love bomb for sure. Women really care about love. They read novels on it. They read books on it. They are obsessed with love, the feeling of it. It's very captivating. They feel warm. They feel good. This amazing person's into me and cares about me and wants to protect me. They want to believe that there is love. They want to believe that this guy loves them. Sometimes they don't even know if they love the guy, but they love it when people love them. Telling her you love her after all of this is done, after there is a little bit of attraction, is important, and there must be a withdrawal. So if you, like, let's say you guys were seeing each other for like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, and then you busted out one of this, which is like telling her, you know that I love you, right? Little things like that will really mess with her. This will get a strong emotional reaction. Now she thinks it's about love. I have seen guys treat women like absolute garbage, and the reason why they put up with it was because it was about love. Oh, it's just adding to our love story. It's more epic now. If it wasn't about love, wouldn't be putting up with that. But again, this only works if there's a withdrawal. She has to be holding on to the fact that this is love. Dropping hints about your career. Now, not all of you will be able to do the example that I'm about to give you. I was dating this girl a while ago, and I told her, hey, I'm flying out to run a program in New York City. And she's like, oh, what kind of program? I'm like, it's just a program for a few of my guys, some high rollers. I'll text you when I get back. We'll be done in about a week. And I would drop real mysterious things like that about my career. Or I would say, hey, this other guy's trying to invest with my company. So we're having a meeting at dinner. I'll catch you later. Just subtle hints about that where she sees a lot of progress. Believe it or not, even if you don't give her the promise of a relationship, if you don't give her the promise that this actually is really going to get her obsessed with you. And the reason why is because women already in their head are thinking about a relationship with you, whether you've dropped it or not. And this makes her feel like, wow, this guy's going places. Oh my God, where are we going to be going? You let her imagination run wild. I know people very closely, men who make this their life's work. They string a girl along for years with the promise of ultimate magnificent success. Sometimes they do this with their clients too. They string them along, drop hints about what's going to be in their future, what's going to happen, while not actually giving that much commitment. But women think, oh, I'm on the rocket ship, I'm heading up, I better be on with this guy, and it never ends up panning out. But they got to keep the girl around for a while. So it worked for them. This is something that a lot of guys will do. A lot of deadbeats figure this out. A lot of scammers figure this out. A lot of people who lie all the time figure this out. And they do this very, very frequently. Why is this a drawback? Like everything else, you got to be able to deliver on it. And if you don't, it goes up in smoke. The last one, and this is super toxic as well too, because guess what? Women do this shit all the time. Removal of intimacy. Let's say you guys are sleeping together regularly. You're having sex the sex is great. Okay, you do that for a while, every single day or every time you guys meet, 2 or 3 times, whatever. And then just out of nowhere, you just remove the intimacy. There have been times in my relationship where I've done this. Not intentionally, not to be toxic, but just because I was really messed up. There was a week where I was going through, I had a lot of shit going on at work. I was depressed. There's a lot of things going on in my life that made me not want to have sex with my girlfriend. So for a week, I did not do that. And she went nuts. Why? Because normally, we're doing it every day. I'm a very sexual person. I'm usually really into it. And when I removed that from her, she became wildly obsessed. Not all in a good way. I will add that. But again, this is the removal. This is the withdrawal. This is the bring. This, she had something and now it's been taken away. If it's random, if it came out of nowhere, then people will obsess over it. If it seems planned, if it seems orchestrated, if it seems like if there's a pattern going on, then it's less likely that she will be as wildly obsessed about it. So the key thing here is that it's got to be a little bit random too. Okay. Now, if you do this appropriately during that time where she removes it, she's going to be dying to get with you. And obviously, that happened in my own life. It's happened with a lot of other clients. And they're like, I don't know why she's so into me or why she keeps wanting to have sex with me. I'm like, well, were you guys having a lot of sex before and was it good? Yeah. Did you suddenly stop? Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why it happens. Now, with all of these things, you guys, there are always drawbacks. Even if you are a totally selfish person, even if you are a dark, toxic, narcissistic guy, and you want to do as much damage as you can to women because they've hurt you so much, you will be hurting yourself in the end for this. The random withdrawal of texting, that's tough to keep up. Comparing her to other women, she might start comparing you to other men, so get ready for that. Okay, telling her you love her, you better be able to deliver on that at some point, okay? Or at least dangle it in front of her like a carrot. That's annoying, it's manipulative, and if you actually want to get love in your life, probably not something you should be doing. Drop hints about your career This is the only one that it's like, okay, that's one that you can do, but you have to be able to deliver on it. And then the last one, removal of intimacy. If you remove intimacy, when women do it to men, it drives men crazy and they spend all of their time trying to get it. Women will do the same thing, okay? But it's rare that men flip it the other way. And when women do it, it's toxic. When men do it, it's also toxic. And it feels like a hate crime for a lot of people. Guys, doing this stuff, as you can tell, I'm not a huge fan of it. But now you know how toxic guys, narcissistic guys operate. And if you end up doing these things accidentally, that's why they happen. And honestly, I can't dictate what you're going to do in this video. If you want to use some of these, you can. But you've seen the pros and you've seen the cons. So use them at your discretion.